This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and this is the scene at sold-out Everbank Stadium in downtown Jacksonville. It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wildcard Weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Another run with Mitchell. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3rd play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. To throw is Jackson. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Play action. It's Jackson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long and early. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Joshua Hines-Allen
just creating a disaster there for the offense as that one goes 16 yards in the wrong direction. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll set up to throw. Rolling to his right.
And that'll be incomplete with the penalty marker down as well. And I think he was beyond the line of scrimmage when that ball left his hand. Facing 4th down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there.
Fielded at the 20.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check 15, check 15.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. Brought down on the play by Trenton Simpson.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Come on. Number 16 is coming. Check Mike.
Throwing now is Rodgers.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now Rodgers. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
On third down, here comes Mostert.
That he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On 2nd down, Mostert.
Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Rodgers going to throw. Steps away to it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Nabi Matabike in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
And his kick is good, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
First down, here's Mitchell. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Right back to Mitchell here.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
They go play action with Jackson. They'll roll him out right. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Isaiah Likely.
34 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Number 16's coming. Check Mike. Check Mike. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers.
That's going to be caught by Bigsby.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
It's all good, baby. It's all good.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Six guys. Check. Go, Mike. Go, Mike. Slam.
Now Rodgers. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. 51 yards.
And the Jaguars are able to move back in front.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, looking deep here for Flowers.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown.
Zay Flowers.
82 yards.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Yeah, especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead.
Now Rodgers going to shift him around. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. On play action, it's Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 21-10 game.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
Pushing his way through. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
They'll try and run here with Mostert.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers.
Finds his man. It's Kelsey on the crossing route here. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Once again, it's Mostert. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
16's coming. Check Mike.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A run with Mostert up the middle. And so close, he gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there.
41 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown.
Brenton Strange
Punching it in from a yard away.
and the Jaguars are back within a score.
Doug Peterson says, let's go for two here. Rodgers will throw for it. Complete at the one.
And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
On third down, Moulton. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. That is caught, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. And the tight end goes in motion left. Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flushed out right. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They run over center with Mitchell.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
On any running play that's called, they're always always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down. And now Jackson will look to throw it.
Crossing route, he finds Likely.
And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
They'll run with Mitchell.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time, second and goal. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluwakan.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing third and goal.
Jackson now. Flush to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Here's first and 10.
To throw is Rodgers.
Getting this out to the flat, Mostert.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
They'll come up now on second down.
Check back 16. Check back 16. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Mike 16.
Here's Rodgers to throw.
Finding Kelsey.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now.
Now Rodgers.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
Back to throw, Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right.
And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be second down.
Rodgers to throw.
They'll get this into the hands of Mostert.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 40. To throw is Rodgers. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
Number 16's coming. Check mark. Check mark. I don't know why this team showed up. Hey, check it out. Look. Double. Mike 16. We own them. Slam.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here, now a 2-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have two to possibly take this to overtime.
One more hurdle here. They need the 2-point conversion to, for the moment, stay alive in these playoffs. They're going to try and run for it. And he's going to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion successful. And we've got ourselves a tie football game.
Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives. All tied, fourth quarter, as the kick is away here. This is 1st and 10. Now Jackson.
Escaping the pressure right.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's throwing it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Here comes 2nd down. Throwing, Jackson. He'll get this to Flowers, left side.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Work to do here with a crowd at fever pitch. 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson.
Sliding out of the pocket.
And he is out of bounds. 25 seconds to go as he does pick up a first.
That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the first down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Jackson.
That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Well, this crowd is making an impact right now. 3rd and 10. Jackson to throw. Looking for the out route. He's got his man. It's Mitchell.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Jackson. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to advance to the divisional round. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And that changes everything here in OT.
Plenty of chills and thrills in this one, and more to come here as overtime will decide who moves on to the divisional round. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it after the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs. Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now if the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs. Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Playoff football at its best. Remember, a touchdown on this drive isn't a game winner as they work on second down here.
First throw of overtime for Rodgers. It's Kelsey on the ground. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
A nice start for them here to overtime. And maybe the plan here is don't do anything too crazy. Don't try for some big play, Charles. Just move the chains, put the pressure on the defense.
Well, these early first downs are certainly nice confidence builders as they begin overtime, because even though you've just played 4 quarters, the feeling's entirely different when you take the field in OT, because you just want to settle in, as you suggested, keep the ball moving, and rely on your opponent to make that first big mistake.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
On play action, Rodgers flushed out right. Oh, and it's intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. That is just a gigantic interception here in overtime of this playoff game. And now, Charles, all they need is 3 to win it.
That's exactly right, because now one possession, one field goal gets it done. They forced a lot of big turnovers in the regular season, Brandon, but none come bigger than that one right there. Here in the playoffs, they've got a chance to put this one away.
So the next score wins here in the playoffs, and we will go as long as need be as they work here on second down. Once again, it's Mitchell.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
3rd and 3. Jackson going to change things up a bit.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
A give here to Mitchell.
Breaks through the contact. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, Moulton. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Mitchell.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage you gain there is really kind of gravy. And this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their 2nd-year kicker. This to win it in overtime. And the kick is good. He got it. And it's official now. They're going to the playoffs. Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.